Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Salam alaikum and welcome to the 11th session of commentary on Dua Arafah. This could be our last session as well, and depending on how it goes, inshallah. Of course, we'll see. But we have perhaps one of the most important discussions today, and we're going to be, inshallah, talking about religious experiences, about having encounter with the divine, and we'll see, inshallah, what Imam Hussein has to tell us about some of the most important realities of spirituality. If you remember, in the first sessions, we spoke about all the different ways in which God has taken care of us. We spoke about the fact that even before our birth, God showed love to us. And then all the stages when we were born, when we were with our parents, God put love in our parents so they take care of us till we started talking. Then God started, taking care of us till our mind became strong, till our intellect was formed. And still God, took care of us, showed love to us, spoke to us, showed us the right way. We made mistakes. He was fine with it. So we said all of this has been happening. All of this love God has been showing us from the very beginning. Now, if you remember, in the very first sessions, I said that Imam Hussein has already told us the end of the story of insan, of humanity. Okay, if you remember, Imam Hussein from the very beginning said, God, my end is with you. Inshallah, all of us, our final destination is going to be, we're going to meet our Lord. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Right? So Imam Hussein gave us the ending, but then went to the very beginning and started telling all the things that have happened in the journey. Now, today, Imam Hussein starts telling us about what is this last stage of the journey going to look like. And this is perhaps one of the most exciting, because this is about us going back to our Lord, about religious experience, about meeting God, and all of this. So, before we start, however, talking about that end of our spiritual journey, I think it's good to mention some parts from the dua to get our minds ready. By the way, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted today because it's the first time we are experimenting being live on YouTube. So if I am a little bit, what is it called, distracted, it's because of that. Inshallah, as we go on, I will be fine. Okay, so let me bring the dua for us. Initially, before going to speak about the last, Imam says two lines which are so important. Line number one, أنت الذاكر قبل الذاكرين. Imam says to God, oh God, you are the one who remembers people, remembers us before we remember you. أنت الذاكر قبل الذاكرين. You know how often we are told that you should remember God, you should be mindful of God, you should think about God. Imam Hussein here says it is actually God who is always mindful of us, right? He's the one who starts. This is not a one-sided relationship from our side. No, it's God who initiated this. And then it's very beautiful because Imam expands this and says, in fact, it is because of God's attention that we get to be mindful of him and we get to remember him. Let me read this line for you, and inshallah we'll continue our discussion. Imam says, وأنت البادئ بالإحسان قبل توجه العابدين. Before the abidin, before the people who go and try to be, worship God, go towards God. Imam says, before any of that, oh God, it was you who showed attention and ihsan to them. And I want to use this to basically narrate the story of insan, right? What do I mean by that? See, it seems like, according to Imam Hussein, and inshallah I'll read the lines for all of this. We were all at some point with God. So the beginning of story was with God. And this is before we were even born. In real life, in reality, we were with God. God took care of us, and then at some point, He brought us to this world. Now, as soon as we came to this world, we experienced a kind of separation from God. Okay? And this is very interesting to pay attention to, right? So initially we are God, inna lillah, right? And then God put us in this world, and this meant that we were separated somehow from God. We came to this world, we opened our eyes, we saw so many things around us, and we kind of, at least apparently, forgot about our origin, right? Because we are in a new place, we are seeing so many things, and for the first time, we are experiencing this lack of unity with God when we come to this world, right? Because we were initially united with God. Then He creates us, puts us in this world. We are encountering so many different people, so many different objects. There are so many things. So as if it's totally, we forget about the whole experience of unity. Of course, it's not complete. In deep layers of who we are, it is there. But we are so busy with just trying to take care of ourselves. A lot, inshallah, later on, we'll speak in maybe some other videos about the formation of ego, the formation of personality, how in order to take care of ourselves in this world, we started to form an ego. We started to say, okay, this is who I am, that is another person, this is another person, this is me, this is my stuff, right? And all of this we did in order to protect ourselves, but at the same time, it meant that we became separate from everything else. We became separate from the universe, from other people, from God, because we defined ourselves. We limited ourselves into this person, this I, which is false, but we had no other way. Now, here, look what Imam Hussein says. Imam Hussein says, إلهي ترددي في الآثار يوجب بعد المزار. Imam says, I became so much distracted by there were so many athar, which are God's creation and God's signs, that it led to bu'd al-mazar. That the fact that I was seeing you, I lost that, right? So before coming to this world, we were united with God. We were so united. All we could see was God. We come to this world, there is this world of multiplicity. They call it kathrat, right? So many things, ta'addud al-athar, so many God's creations. We came here and we were wandering around it. We were so distracted. These are my stuff. Then we grow up into school. We had a house, then a job, this city, that city, all of these different things. Imam says it's as if I felt lost. And that unity that I had, I lost it. Okay? So this is the story of insan, all of us. We're at one point united with God. We came to this world. And we had to come here to learn certain things. Right? We had to come here to learn certain things. But it was necessary. And it's like part of the deal was that when you come here, you lose that unity. And as you lose that unity, you also lose so many things. You lose that sense of beautiful connection you have with God, right? And you feel strange, you feel lonely, so many things happen. But Imam Hussein tells us that this is not the end point. We are going to make another journey back, right? So we were united with God, we came here in this world to learn certain things, but we're not going to meant to stay here. We're going back, right? Inna lillah, we come to this world, and then we're not ilayhi raji'un. Now, how is the journey back? What does the journey back feel like? Okay, because at the moment it seems like we're in this world, and to even think about another world or the fact that initially we're united with God, all of these seems very strange to us. These are not things that Many of us have had real experiences of us. For many of us, the most real thing is this world, this separation. From the moment we remember, we've been separated from God, from other people. So for many of us, this separation, which is fake, seems the most real thing because this is the only reality we know, right? And of course, inshallah, maybe I'm thinking on the day of Arba'in, I actually want to talk about this. Imam Hussein wrote a letter. This is different to commentary on Dua Arafah. This is another letter Imam Hussein wrote to Muhammad ibn Hanafiya. And he wrote this from Karbala. Some say on the 6th of Muharram, some say the date is not known. So in the very last few days of Imam Hussein's life, he writes a letter to Muhammad bin Hanafiya. It's a very surreal letter. It's a very strange letter. It's a very fascinating letter. And in this letter, Imam Hussein says only one line. كأن الدنيا لم تكن والآخرة لم تزل. He says, at this point, at this place where I am, it's as if this world never existed and Akhirah never ceased to be. It was always there. What does he mean? In this letter, it's only one line. كأن الدنيا لم تكن والآخرة لم تزل. It's as if this world that we find ourselves in was never there, and it's as if Akhirah never stopped to be. What does he mean? Well, he's talking about the very same thing we're talking about today. The reality of our experience is that we were united with God. And again, we're going to go back to that world of Wahda, that world of unity with God. But for a short time, we are here in this world. And Imam Hussein says, now I'm at this place where this level of unity is so real for me, so strong for me, that when I look at this separation, it feels so fake. Like I've transcended this. And inshallah, we'll talk about more of like, what does this transcending this world, this separation, this being in this world of katharat, this athar, what does this feel like? And how can we slowly start to transcend? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So this was the story. We started with God, then we came to this world, we felt separation, we felt as if we're alone. We didn't feel God that much, although God is always there. God even talks to us. He's taking care of us. He's showing love to us. But a lot of the times we may not feel this, okay? Now Imam says, what is God's plan for us to slowly realize that we're not meant to stay here forever? As real as it seems, as thick as these walls feel, as solid, they're not real. Or at least they're not the ultimate reality. There's a reality way, above them. So Imam Hussein says, in order for us to remember this, that this is not our home. This is temporary. He says God has a plan. He hasn't brought us in this world and just left us. No. Imam says God keeps talking to us, showing kindness to us, love to us, sending us reminders, so that slowly we wake up to the reality that there is more than this world. There is more to reality than this world. And that is why the first level of spirituality, they say, what is its name? Yaqdha, or wakefulness. So the first level of spirituality is the moment you wake up and you're like, come on, there should be more to reality than just this world, this boring life. Waking up every day, going to job, getting some money, coming back, eating, sleeping. Beautiful. But is this all there is? All these people getting, for example, going through suffering, all these people being hurt. This is it. But at one point in your journey of spirituality, you suddenly feel it. It's not about being told. It's not about reading in a book. You feel it. Oh my God, you see it. That there is more to this. There is more to reality than this life, this world. But you don't get there on your own. It's God who keeps sending reminders, keep telling you information till you get there. Now, before we get to that level, we're going to make so many mistakes, because if you think this life is all there is, and by the way, this is not about believing from your theology class that there's another world. That doesn't mean anything. As long as you haven't seen it, as long as you haven't had a real experience of the divine, none of that is going to help, you know. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, they ask him, have you seen God? Imam Ali says, how can I worship a God I haven't seen? Well, I want to ask you a question. Doesn't that mean that Imam Ali is saying, if you haven't seen God, that you're just worshiping an idea which is not really worth your worship? Imam Ali is very clearly saying in that sentence, I would not worship a God I haven't seen. That Baba, worship actually begins when you've seen God, when you've had an encounter with God, when you had a religious experience. And these things which Imam Ali say are the beginning of worship, we've completely forgotten about them. We pretend as if these are only for a few, like a limited number of peoples, the Masumin and maybe a few of the Arafah. No, Imam Ali says, how can I worship a God I haven't seen? So worship begins with divine encounter, with experiencing God. And what do I mean by experiencing God? By seeing God, it doesn't happen with your eyes, of course not. It's an experience, right? And it's very difficult to explain, in the same way that it's very difficult to explain what love feels like. What is love? You can only know that moment when you fall in love with someone and it really takes over your whole mind and body and heart. You can't stop thinking about them. You know, your heart beats fast. It's very difficult to explain. The same is with this. What does seeing God feel like? Well, it's very difficult to explain. But Imam Ali says it's actually from that point onwards which your religion starts, worship starts. So a lot of the times we're just playing around, okay? But that's fine, because God will not leave us on our own. Let's go to this part and let me say what we've been saying so far. So this is what I'm saying. According to Imam Hussein, the story of an insan, you and me, every single one of us, it has 3 stages. Stage 1, we were united with God. Stage 2, we came into this world. As a result of this, it meant a kind of temporary separation from God. We were united with God, came to this world, kind of separated, although the line is never cut, right? The line is never cut, but it's a kind of a separation. And we, as a result of coming to this world, in order to protect ourselves, we formed an ego, and slowly, we forgot about our origin. We forgot this place is not where we came from. This is temporary, right? Slowly, it started feeling like the only reality. Okay, it says ترددي في الآثار يوجب بعد المزار. Slowly, we got used to this place. We thought this world is the only world there is, and as a result of this, we forgot so many realities about ourselves. And then, at one point in our life, we realize that, oh my God, hang on a second, this is my ultimate reality. My ultimate reality was unity with God. We wake up and we slowly find our way back to God again, which is the 3rd stage. So with God starts separation, again unity. Oh? Now, Imam says, till this moment of wakefulness where you realize there's more to this world than this life, you're going to make so many mistakes. Because you don't know. You think this is your reality. You think you're this body. Oh? What kind of mistakes can you make? For example, if you don't know who you are, you may feel jealous. Why do you feel jealous? Because you think this world is real. You think this body is who you are. If I feel this body is who I am, then I look at a different person and I think they are their body. I think, for example, Ahmed is his body or Maryam is her body. And I'm like, well, that body is better than mine. So I think I'm not worth it. And I feel bad. I feel jealous. Why? Because I forgot that this world is not my reality, that this body is not me. This is just a vehicle I have while I'm in this world. My reality was unity with God. I'm a soul that existed with God. Oh, but because I've forgotten about that, I've so much identified with this body, with this life I have. I look here and I see, oh, this is my room. Well, some friend of mine has a bigger room. If this is all there is, I feel jealous. Someone here has a better partner. If this world all there is, I may get jealous. Someone else has this, someone else has that, someone else. See, so many reasons to get upset. Or you want something, you think this is the ultimate thing I want, and you may make a mistake to go get it, right? So many different ways We can make mistakes if we forget that our reality was from a different world. If we think this world, the one that is so solid, is all there is. خب. But Imam Hussein says it's okay. It's okay. This is because you've forgotten who you are. This is because you've forgotten that you're a soul having a physical experience. You've forgotten this. And because of this, God was going to be so patient with you till you one day realize. So we've come to this world, we've forgotten about our reality, and as a result of that, we're making so many mistakes. Imagine, have you heard that story of a person who thought he's an animal? He started acting like an animal. As soon as you think you're someone else, your behavior becomes very weird. Imagine if I think I'm an animal, I'm going to act like an animal. And that becomes so weird. Now, in our case, what has happened is that we are a soul. We think we're a body in this world. And we start acting like a body. And it seems so weird to a person who knows our reality. Imagine if we knew we are a soul, that this body, this face, this is not me. This is just a gift God has given to me while I'm in this world. I'm going to leave it one day. But if I think this is who I am, I'm going to act very weird. Like I'm going to look at another body and be like jealous. I want that body. Why? That person is better than me. And God says, baby, the body is not you. Why are you acting like this? But of course, so because we don't know who we are, we think we're someone else, we think this world is all there is, we're going to make a lot of mistakes. And Imam Hussein says, don't worry, God is very patient. Now, let's go back to Dua Arafah and let me read a few lines for you. Imam Hussein says, one of the ways in which God is patient with us till we realize that this is not who we are and this world is not real. We learn our origin. يَوْمًا عُصِيَ فَسَتَرَ. Imam says, we're going to make so many mistakes. I mean, all of us. Or maybe we have some saints among us, definitely. But the rest of us, we're going to make so many mistakes, terrible sins, things which we are even shy to tell our family members. Like we've all done at some point things which we are even ashamed of, right? Imam Hussein says, God has seen all of this, but he loves you so much, he is so patient with you, that he even covers your mistakes from others, right? Imagine if, for example, I make a mistake with a parent or with a partner, in order to not get into trouble, I may, masalan, cover my mistake. But when you make a mistake with regards to God, he's the one who covers it. See how beautiful he is? Why is God so loving? Because when he looks at us, he sees a person, a soul who's forgotten its reality, who's forgotten its origin, the soul who's acting as if it's a body, acting as if this world is real, and obviously because of that, it's disorientated. So let me cover his mistakes. Let me cover her mistakes. Because one day, the soul is going to realize its place. It's going to realize where it's meant to be, united with God. And I don't want it to be ashamed. So God covers us. Another line from Dua Arafah. This one is very, very beautiful. وَوَسَعَ الْمُسْتَقِيلِينَ رَأْفَةً وَرَحْمَةً وَحِلْمًا. Imam says we're all making so many mistakes. As a result of being in this world, feeling separated. We're going to look for love in all sorts of ways. We're going to look for self-worth in all sorts of ways. Maybe sometimes wrong ways. We're going to make so many mistakes because we don't know who we are. But God is patient with us. It's so beautiful. Listen to this. Imam says God surrounds. وَسَعَ. God surrounds the one who make mistakes with three qualities. رَأْفَةً وَرَحْمَةً وَحِلْمًا. With tenderness, with mercy and love, and with hilm, right? Hilm, we can't, for a lack of better definition, let me call it patience, but it's a kind of not being rushed. How so? I mean, if we go, for example, to a person, let's say a religious person, and tell them I'm making mistakes, I'm dealing with this addiction, what are they going to feel towards me? They're going to, oh, you're making this terrible sin? Oh, you're addicted to that? For example, you're doing this. Oh, we need to fix it. If they're very loving, what are they going to be like? Oh, baby, tonight, make a Toba, come back. You have to stop this. Even when they're showing love to us, they want to immediately heal us. But Imam Hussein says God is not rushed with us. God doesn't want to rush us, even in our healing. Right? He says, وَسَعَ الْمُسْتَغِيلِينَ رَأْفَةً وَرَحْمَةً وَحِلْمًا. He comes, he surrounds you with tenderness, with love, and he doesn't rush you. It's like slowly, slowly, at your own pace. You're making this mistake, you're committing this sin, slowly, slowly. I'll be there till you don't feel rushed in. Don't get scared, don't get worried, no pressure. Slowly, slowly, we'll help you, we'll heal you. Oh, it's very interesting. It's very beautiful. He doesn't want to rush us, right? And why? Because God knows what's happening. God knows that the reason the soul is making these mistakes because it's disorientated, it's forgotten its origin. Let's continue. What else does God do for us? Imam says, إلهي وصفت نفسك باللطف والرأفة لي قبل وجود الضعف أفتمنعني منهما بعد وجود الضعف. Imam says, God, before I had this weakness, before all of my shortcomings and all of that, you were kind and loving and all of that. Now I've come to this world, I've become separated from you, and as a result of the separation, I'm weak, I make mistakes. But does it mean that you're going to stop your love and mercy for me? No. Imam Hussein says no. In fact, you're going to show me more love. If you were showing love to me before I came to this world and before I was having all of these weaknesses, well, now that I am weak, I need more love. This is Imam Hussein, baby. This is Imam Hussein's God. Do you remember in some of the ahadith, for example, in Dr. Haydar's book, there was a hadith that says, if people know God, they will love him. That is not the God we teach sometimes in lectures or in our religious schools. No, that God is Imam Hussein's God. This God that Imam Hussein describes, this one is worthy of love. This one, you listen to 10 lines about him, you fall in love with him. But the God we talk to sometimes, the God that is waiting to you make a mistake so that he can punish you, or the God that stops loving you if you make a mistake, no. That God, no one will fall in love with him unless they're not honest with themselves. But with the God of Imam Hussein, it says that even my shortcomings doesn't make you stop loving me. In fact, it makes you love me even more. It says, يَا ذَا الْمَعْرُوفَ الَّذِي لَا يَنْقَطِعُ أَبَدًا. You have a love for me that never stops. Let's continue with our story. Imam says, very beautiful, إلهي ما ألطفك بي مع عظيم جهلي. Do you remember we said we've come to this world, we've forgotten our origin. There's so much we've forgotten, right? We have a lot of ignorance about the realities of the world. But Imam Hussein says, إلهي ما ألطفك بي مع عظيم جهلي. How kind you are towards me, even though I have all of this ignorance. I don't know where did I come from. I don't know my reality. I think I'm a body. I'm wrong. But despite this, ما ألطفك بي وما أرحمك بي مع قبيح فعلي. And I'm making so much mistakes. قبيح فعلي. I have ugly behaviors sometimes. I do things which I'm ashamed of myself. But despite this, ما أرحمك بي. How are you so loving to me? وما أرأفك بي. How are you so kind to me? بعد Imam says حالا slowly that, so let's go back to our story so we don't forget, right? So we said we were from God, we came to this world, we forgot, and now Imam is saying, how does God treat us in this period where we still have not realized that we are not this body, that this world is not all there is? In this period, this is how God treats us. We make mistakes, he loves us. We have ignorance, God loves us. How kind you are to me. Ma arhamaka bi, ma arafaka bi, ma altafaka bi. All of this. Oh, slowly, what happens is that we also slowly feel, once you pay attention to these things, you slowly feel God's love inside. Oh, this is where the journey starts. And then Imam Hussein asked a very beautiful question. Ilahi, ما أقربك مني وأبعدني عنك فما الذي يحجبني عنك. Imam Hussein says at some point the person realizes God's love and sees how close God is to him or her, and then ask himself or herself this question: God, if you are so close to me, you're taking care of me, all of this, how come I don't feel you? How come I feel far from you? What is between us? ما الذي يحجبني عنك. I feel you are so close to me, but myself, I'm very far to you. You are doing all of this for me, but how come I don't feel you? Maybe I look to this left, it's a wall. In front of me, it's a curtain. To the right, it's a wall. Where are you? Even when I go to the center, I don't see you. I see the sheikh giving a lecture. I see the prayer mat. I see my friends. Where are you? Where are you? I want to see you. Imam Ali said, I don't worship a God I haven't seen. I don't worship a God I haven't encountered. خب, at this point, Imam Hussein says the person in their journey asks God, why am I not experiencing you? Where are you? It's a very good question. Why is this? Why is these walls, these people, why are these objects all I see? خب, don't you say in your Quran, فَأَيْنَمَا تَوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ, wherever you look at, it's the face of God. خب, I'm looking at all of this and I can't see you. I can't. And I know you're not lying. So what is this that stops me from seeing you? I look at around me. You said, look around, you see me. I'm looking around, I can't see you. Even though I know you're there. So مَا الَّذِي يَحْجُبُنِي عَنْكَ. What is this thing between us? You see, it's slowly. So the journey of going back is starting. It's as if at this point, the person is starting to realize that, oh my God, this is not all there is to life. No, I want to see more. I want to see what's behind these walls. I'm not a body, I'm a soul. Oh, so you start asking questions. And Imam says, Ilahi taraddudi fil athar yujibu bu'd al-mazar. I feel like I've become far from my origin. I'm stuck in this world of separation. And then دیگه Imam from this phrase onwards takes it to the next level. دیگه حالا, let's read from Dua Arafah and see what happens as the person slowly starts to remember. Because we said we were from God, we came to this world, we forgot. We forgot our unity, we forgot we are a soul. We started thinking we're a body. We started thinking we're limited, we're separated, we're not loved, we're not connected to God. But now we're remembering at this stage in the dua, right? It says the person starts to remember, and now Imam tells us what happens to these people who have awakened to the reality that there's much more to this world. خب إلهي حققني بحقائق أهل القرب. خب, Imam says, God, it's as if there are certain people who are living in a different reality. حقائق أهل القرب. There are people living in this world among us who feel their connection with God, who know they're not this body, who know they're a soul. And then he says, وَاسْلُكْ بِي مَسْلَكَ أَهْلِ الْجَذْبِ. And there's a very beautiful meaning here. Imam says, there are different ways of going back in this journey towards God. Some people want to, for example, go through their actions. Some people want to go through this, this journey back towards God. Imam Hussein says the best way, the fastest way to go back to God, to end this journey, to realize who we are, to end this separation, is jazb. What is jazb? Jazb is a sudden, strong yearning and burning that God puts suddenly in the heart of some people, and it's as if suddenly the person feels so much yearning for God that because of this love, they manage to detach from this whole reality and go towards God. Very quickly they finish this journey. What is this jazb? What is this the burning desire that God puts into their heart? What is that? It's a taste of what they used to have and what they are going to have at this end of the journey. Right? As I said, we've come to this world, we've forgotten about where we are, what we had, the connection we had with God. And right now we have forgotten so much that sometimes the ideas may not even seem appealing to us. Connection with God. Okay, I'm living my life again. I'm having my food, I'm having this. Connection with God. What does that mean? And we've said it so many times in our lectures, in our books, in the most terrible ways that we've really made it, boring. It doesn't mean much to us. But when you feel the reality of it, it's as if a drop joining an ocean. A child going back to the lap of his mother after 100 years. I don't know, going back to the beloved. I don't know, have you ever missed someone and been far from them for 1 year? Going back to that, that feeling, strong feeling, you want to see someone. Have you, for example, maybe lost someone that they passed away and you were just like, if only I could see you one more time? That burning desire? That times a million. That is what they suddenly feel like inside. This is the jazb. Suddenly inside them, there's this burning desire of going back. And this desire is for many things. It's for God, it's for unity with God, and for ourselves. We have forgotten ourselves. Do you know how much pleasure we're going to experience when we finally see ourselves again? What we actually are beyond this. This is not us, right? This is God's gift. This is God's creation. I'm a soul. You're a soul. We're behind this. All right. Now, the day you see that, the day you transcend the shortcomings of this physical world, I don't know, your knee pain, your loneliness, I don't know, whatever, insecurities, you transcend all of that. You realize you weren't all of this. Oof. Well, imagine having inside just a taste of what that feels like. Just want to go back to that. So Imam Hussein says, God has placed this inside their heart. Then we go ahead. He says, Ilahi, أنت الذي أشرقت الأنوار في قلوب أوليائك حتى عرفوك ووحدوك. Imam says, God, you placed a light in the heart of these people that it started showing them the realities of the world, and they saw you behind everything. Let me finish reading and then I'll try to explain. It says, أنت المونس لهم حيث أوحشتهم العوالم. When all the worlds of separation, when all the worlds of multiplicity were being, very tight in them, they were feeling lonely and all of that, you suddenly came, you showed yourself, and it's beautiful. And it says, أيكون لغيرك من الظهور ما ليس لك حتى يكون هو المظهر لك. It says this person reaches a place where they look around and all they see is God. A few phrases ago, Imam was saying, ما الذي يحجبني عنك? What is this thing that is separating me from you? I look around and I see the wall. But Imam says, no. At some point, God will send a light in their heart. The curtains, the veils will go away and they see the reality of the world. They look everywhere and they see nothing but God. A few days ago, they were saying, God, where are you? Why can I not see you? Now what do they say? Huh? Is there anything else that can show you to me? Or even later on, Imam says, ومتى بعدت حتى تكون الآثار هي التي توصل إليك or عميت عين لا تراك. Imam says a level, the person reaches a level where they look around, all they see is God. And at that point, it's so interesting. At that point, where you remember everything, where your eyes are open and you see God everywhere, you look back at all the days that you couldn't, and you say, wow, what was wrong with me? How could I not see you? What was wrong with me? Do you see the shift? It's subhanAllah, it's crazy. Initially, before you get there, while you're stuck in this world, you're like, where is God? Why can't I see him? And then at some point, suddenly, when you transcend this body, when you transcend the limitations of this world, you reach a level, well, all around you look, and it's all God. And like, wow, if you're everywhere, then how come at some point I couldn't see you? Oh, I don't know, what was wrong with me? It's very interesting. وَمَحَوْتَ الْأَغْيَارِ بِمُحِيطَاتِ أَفْلَاكِ الْأَنْوَارِ. Imam Hussein says, God, you eradicated everything. Right now, your light is so strong. Your presence is so strong. Everything else is just gone. كيف تخفى وأنت الظاهر أم كيف تغيب وأنت الرقيب الحاضر. How can you be absent when you are here present? It's very crazy. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about, that this is, according to Imam Hussein, what every single one of us should have. This is how we should live. This is how we should worship. Guys, girls, sisters, brothers, friends, maybe they've really taught us wrong. All the things, Masalan, they told us about religion, that, go and worship. If you don't know what you're doing, it's fine. Go and fast. Go read the Quran. If you can't see anything, that's fine. Imam Hussein says, all of this is to get you to this place where you can transcend this world. You can see God, encounter your Creator in this life. In this life even. Yani if our religion is not getting us there, it's wrong. It's not working. And what Hussein is telling us, this is the story of Insan. Was united with God, came to this world, forgot its origin, forgot who it is, forgot the fact that it's a soul having a physical experience. It thought that, I'm a body having a spiritual experience. No, you're not a body, but you forgot it. And it looks around, it cannot find its creator. Who is my creator? Where is my creator? No, all there is in this life is my parents, this, my boss, my partner, this and that. It thought this is all there is in this world. But slowly, you're meant to realize. We're meant to remember who we are. What is the point of this religion if you can follow it and after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, never reach this place as what Imam Hussein is describing? Imam Hussein is describing, Baba, this is fake. All of this is fake. You're not this. Transcend it. Free yourself from this. Where you are is much more beautiful. The reality is much more extraordinary. You don't belong here. You've just come here to learn a few things. Come on, again. Don't you want to leave? Don't you want to go back home? This is not home. Can't you see how difficult it is Don't you feel difficult using this body? You're walking, it hurts, right? And slowly starts to pain. Well, can't you see this is not you? Can't you see how difficult it is to live in this place? Don't you feel lonely? Don't you feel separated? Don't you feel hurt? Don't you want to go back home? Come on, nigga. Home. Now, if you want to do all of that, you have to start expecting it. But realize you're not part of this. You have to go back. We have to all go back. We have to go back to our origin. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. خب. And then Imam Hussein mentions a few things which helps us how to do this. I will say that and inshallah finish with a few lines that would help us understand what all of this means. Imam says, يَا مَنْ أَذَاقَ أَحِبَّاءَهُ حَلَاوَةَ الْمُؤَانِسَةِ فَقَامُوا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ مُتَمَلِّقِينَ. Imam says, God, the souls that start remembering that they're not part of this world, that they're not a body, they start remembering they belong to somewhere else, they start transcending this world, and they start encountering you, seeing you, experiencing you. It says you give them so much joy, so much pleasure. There's so much love, connection there. فَقَامُوا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ مُتَمَلِّقِينَ. They're just like praising you. Huh? What does that mean? I don't know if you've, for example, either been in love or seen in the movies when two loved ones are together and the love is so strong. You know, what do they say? Like, God, I'm so in love with you. I'm madly in love with you. Like, I'm crazy in love with you. God, you're amazing. You're awesome. Wow. Look at your eyes. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Wow. You know, the movements of your eyebrows. My God. The way you breathe. It's amazing. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. Right? Why? Because they felt that love between them. Okay? And Imam says, as you go on this journey, you start connecting to the source of love, to the source of all the love. And you feel this way towards God, which is like going to be 1,000,000 times stronger than what's between two beloveds. And they're just going to praise God. Oh my God, this is so amazing. You're so beautiful. You're amazing. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, whatever. And right now, when we say Alhamdulillah, it's kind of like a joke. Oh, or now because we haven't even seen God. We haven't even seen Allah to say Alhamdulillah. Who is this Allah we're talking about? We haven't seen him. We haven't met him. Now it's when you meet him that it becomes real. Oh, when you see him, when you encounter him, it says, wow, they've got so much pleasure. They just want to praise you. Oh, and it's crazy. And حالا just one line before I want to mention a few experiences of some of the mystics for whom this happened. But there's a few lines in the dua which, if you want, you can use in your qunut or at night to ask God for this. One of them is this: إلهي اطلبني برحمتك حتى أصل إليك. Let's say you listen to this dua Arafah commentary and you felt like, oh my God, I want to have these feelings. I don't have these. It's so beautiful. Imam Hussein says it's very good. It's okay. Ask God for it. And this is a beautiful line. If you want, you can say it in your qunut. إلهي اطلبني برحمتك حتى أصل إليك. God, come ask for me with your love so that I can reach you. Come take me to yourself. With your love, come for me and take me to yourself. It's very interesting. You know, Imam Hussein also has a few lines to give because of the time I didn't mention them. Imam Hussein says to God, God, you are much greater than I can please you with my actions. In other words, don't count on your actions so much. We have to try to do our best actions, but in this journey, the most important thing is this attitude in the heart. The strongest thing we have is this feeling and this desire. If you felt like you want this real connection with God, you want to transcend the limitations of this world, that is the best thing we have. That want, that desire. Even if it's not strong, you can ask God to make it strong. So Imam Hussein says, if you want to go towards God, ask him this. God, come take me. Right? I was once with you. Now you brought me to this world, I know, to learn certain things. Okay, I learned it, I think. I just want to go back home. Take me home, right? إلهي اطلبني برحمتك حتى أصل إليك. Another line. واجذبني بمنك حتى أقبل عليك. Imam says, ببین, at this point you feel like you can't even face God. You can't even go towards God. You can't even look at God like you're, because ببین, there are two things to talk about God, to even pray or to actually in your heart feel God. Oh? Actions of the body are very simple. You get the body to bring the hands up. Allahu Akbar. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. That is not facing God. Oh? You do this with the body so that the heart starts doing the same. But what the body does is not that important. Oh? Now, Imam says, baby, even if you feel like in your heart, you can't face your heart toward God. It wants other things. It's okay. Even say that to God. Say, God, put that desire in me so my heart wants you. So my heart faces you. It's very easy, right? Yani you can start wherever you are. Just ask God to take you to the next level. خب, حالا, having mentioned all of this, let's just recap and let me mention a few examples from what the mystics have told us what this experience feels like. What we discussed in this lesson was the story that every insan, every human being goes through. Our origin, our starting point was with God. United we were with all other people and with God, our creator. Everything was great. But in order to grow, we had to learn certain things. And in order to learn, we had to come to this world. We came to this world, but as a result of that, as a result of leaving that unity with God, we became separated. And this separation brought with it a lot of pain. You forgot the love there. You forgot the connection there. You felt lonely. Huh? And you also forgot about all of that. You started accepting this new temporary reality as the ultimate reality. Oh, I'm this body. I'm this weak body. I'm this person alone. And because you forgot about all of that, you thought, I have to take care of myself here. Oh my God. This is a dog-eat-dog world. No one cares about others. I have to take care of myself here. And you try to take care of yourself, and sometimes you failed. Sometimes others hurt you. It was very difficult. Huh? This was all because we'd forgot it. And slowly, Imam Hussein in Dua Arafah tried to wake us up. The whole Dua Arafah was Imam Hussein trying to wake us up. Initially, he started telling us, baby, you don't have to always take care of yourself. You've got a Rab. Rab literally means the one who take care of us. He said, baby, this Rab never left you. I said, there are times you don't even remember about yourself. You just remember, Masalan, from the time you were 5 years old. Baba, before you were born, you were in a different realm. Even in that realm, he took care of you. You've come here. You feel alone. You feel you're taking care of yourself, but you are not. There's someone else taking care of you. It seems as if you're planning. And a lot of the times your plans, the ones you insist on, fail. There's another one planning for you. There's another one taking care of you. And as we start realizing this, our tawakkul strengthens. Maybe there's another reality in this world I can rely on for planning, for taking care of me. Slowly, some of the separation you feel goes away. Some of the loneliness you feel goes away. What happens next? You slowly go ahead and say, okay, hang on a second. Not only there's a reality that's taking care of me, it seems like there is more even to this world. There's more than this world, sorry. This is not the ultimate reality. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to end after my death. Let's put it that way. There's more to me as well. Slowly you go ahead and say, actually, I'm not this body. Slowly you go on. But still at this point, you're feeling a lot of God's love. You're feeling that someone's planning for you. Someone's taking care of you. You start to realize that there's more to you, but still you can't see much. You're like, God, okay, you're taking care of me. I know, I feel it sometimes, but where are you? you're doing all of this, so it seems like you can see me, but I can't see you. How come I'm seeing this bloody walls next to me? You said فَأَيْنَمَا تَوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ. Where is this وجه Allah? Hope slowly, then you go to the next level where God says, Imam Hussein said, وَحَقِّقْنِي بِحَقَائِقِ أَهْلِ قُرْبِكَ. Hope you slowly enter a new reality. It's very crazy. Maybe just to make this understandable, sorry, let me see how much. Okay, I thought my phone is about to die. No, but we have a future. Let me just, maybe, do you know, just, of course, this is a very silly example, but just to help us maybe a little bit get closer to this idea. We think that there's one world, but if we look at some very clear examples, we see no. You can be in the same physical space even, but live in very different realities. How so? Oh, imagine as a parent, there's a parent who've taken their child to a restaurant or to a place for arcade games or to a fun fair, okay? Or let's say there's a parent who've taken their child to Disney World, huh? When the child gets there, what is that Disney World like? It's amazing, it's heaven, so many games. But let's say for the parents who are not very well off, they look at the prices and they see, oh, this is very expensive. We want to buy our child a gift, but we may not be able to afford it. Oh, the child and the father are in the same place, and the parents, but they're seeing very different realities. All the child is seeing is fun. The child looks at everywhere and sees fun, opportunity for gains. The parents look everywhere. What do they see? Ooh, this is expensive. What if I fail my son? What if I fail my girl? What if I can't afford for them? The same place. Home. Now, this is what I'm saying. So a time will come when we are in the same apparently place, but we look around, we see different things. Now we look around, what do we see? Our thought, God's creation. We see this world, we see people. But Imam Hussein says at one point, all of these changes. It's as if suddenly you enter a new reality. And you look around and all you see is God. It's very, very incredible. There was a memory of one of our Arafah who had an experience like this. And later on, his family were telling how he was feeling. SubhanAllah, it's incredible. It's incredible. They say when he came back, he had this religious experience. Of course, for some people, it could be long-lasting. For some, they may get a taste of it, and then it may finish. Well, initially. He says he came back, and he just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. These are his words that he told to his family. He says, wow, oh my God, I'm back in this world of separation. He could not believe it. He says, wow, we accepted this as reality, that this is who we are, this is our body. You know, ghafla that we have, this is ghafla. We are literally living in ghafla. They told us wrong. They said ghafla is if you're not thinking about God. Baba, it's not thinking. Ghafla is when you look around and you don't see God. Our whole life is ghafla in this sense. He came back to our normal life, the life that we're so used to. He came back to this and he couldn't believe it. Oh my God, we accepted this as our reality. Oh my God. And he says, I saw the other world. I transcended this and I saw it. I felt a kind of unity with God. You know, Imam Hussein as well, I feel like the last stages of the Dua Arafah, Imam Hussein is in a different world altogether. Don't doubt it. I mean, Imam Hussein starts by saying, مَا الَّذِي يَحْجُبُنِي عَنْكَ? What is this thing that keeps me from seeing you? And then towards the end of the dua, he's like, Amiyat aynun la tarak. He's into a different state of consciousness. He's in a different place. He says, oh my God, anyone who can't see you is blind. You're everywhere. You're everywhere. And he says, I look around and everywhere I see you. And of course, even that looking around is no longer with the body. The body probably, if someone was there next to Imam Hussein, probably what they would have seen is that the body is very constant. Imam Hussein was in a different state. Hope the guy, I don't want to bore you. Let's inshallah end here, and this would be inshallah our final session on the commentary on Dua Arafah. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope inshallah we can learn to turn these into the realities of our life. Let's expect these things for our life. These are not things that should happen to us after we die. We should have this now. And inshallah, by raising our expectations, by asking God for them, we have taken one step. Right? Imam Hussein says, God, برحمتك اطلبني حتى أصل إليك, until I reach you. Hope, inshallah, maybe we can finish here. If you have any questions, I'm at your service. Otherwise, inshallah, we can end this live session. So I will just look and see if there are any questions. Otherwise, inshallah, we can end the session. Wa alaikum salam. Number 15. Hope, sure, inshallah, maybe at least a couple of the questions we can answer. Number 15. No, that's fine. That's fine. Sorry to disturb you so late. No, that's okay. Let's at least see if maybe I can answer one or two questions. Hope, by the way, inshallah, while our friend types their question, inshallah, if you haven't seen the rest of the sessions of commentary on Dua Arafah, all of them are available on our channel. I think we covered the dua in 11 sessions. And inshallah, if you want, you can go back and watch it from the beginning. If you have any thoughts, any comments, you can share it with us. Where did it go? Whenever I look around, I see the zillah, the place of shaitan all around me. Well, it was a time when I would see the beauty of my Rabb, and I still do, but beyond this, I felt afraid. Sorry. Yeah. Hope, if that's the question, hello, I will wait a little bit to see what the question is. But yeah, I was just saying with regards to the previous sessions, inshallah, you can find them on YouTube. The playlist is there. If you want, you can even share them with your family and friends. And yeah, inshallah, by the way, we may start our commentary on Munajat Khamsa Ashar. We did that once before or after morning prayer. I've forgotten. I think it was before morning prayer. We're doing that in Sha'ban, I think, Munajat Khamsa Ashar. We may start that again, inshallah, because Dua Arafah has finished. If there's another dua as well you want us to cover, let us know. It seems like that was the question. I would around myself see the shaitan. You used to see God. Okay. Inshallah, I would like to actually talk to you more. Please message us on Instagram. I want to know what is the situation. What has changed. But if I want to answer so that I haven't left this question unanswered, I would say that I feel afraid that this society is filled with shaitan, and when I do learn more about Allah, I feel like everything in this world right now is dragging me towards the dunya, not the deen. I understand that. But we have to know that even this state of looking around and seeing all the issues of the world, the darkness, the problems, that on its own, alhamdulillah, just not being busy with the darkness, engage the darkness, that's great. But even this state of looking around and all you see is darkness, this is a state that we should pass. Because this is also a kind of state where God's light is not entering enough into our perception, our vision. And Imam Hussein gave us the best prescription. Imam Hussein said the best prescription is asking God. Oh, yani, I think we've genuinely underestimated the power of this direct request from God. Oh, so every night, imagine before you want to go to sleep, say, God, I want to see you more. I want to experience you. I want to feel you. I want to see your light. All I'm seeing around myself is darkness, is separation. Oh, so to legit asking that, but definitely, inshallah, this is the short answer. Inshallah, if you want, we can talk about it more later on. Uh, all right, Faizan Kazemi, thank you so much for your comment. And definitely, inshallah, I'll message us on Instagram. We'll talk about it more. Okay, I think inshallah we can end this session. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I will end this live session and